Hey everyone, Genome here, coming at you with the next episode in my pseudo prepper series. This is a series where I kind of show everybody like everyday hacks for prepping. You know, you don't got to break the bank to get a decent prep set going on. I'll talk about everything from bug out bags to emergency bags for your car, long-term bags, maybe some food storage options in the future, but nothing too crazy, because I'm just what I call a load grade prepper. I don't do it for a living or nothing like that or serious, but you know, it's always good to be prepared. So today I'm going to take a look at a couple different knives actually that I heartily believe in. And the best part about these knives is they're really cheap. They're not going to break the bank. Yes, you can go for your serious knives. You can get like a BK9 from K-Bar or something like that, you know, but we're talking $90 knives and stuff like that. So a lot of people who, especially when they're first getting started, might be a little overwhelmed with the price of prepping, but it doesn't have to be break the bank. All right, so I'm going to give you a couple of decent little knives here that I think will work well in things like emergency bags and that sort of thing. Now, I would not use these as all-purpose bushcraft blades, but you know, that's neither here nor there. These are just mostly just good knives. Anyone knows me knows I'm a big proponent of Mora Knives. Swedish knives, carbon steel. Here's three. I've doctored a couple of these up. What makes them interesting is the angle of the edge is really easy and conducive for sharpening. They're actually Woodcraft knives. That's how they're originally made, but they've branched out into bushcraft and construction trades and all that. So it's kind of the tradesman knife, you know. But the good thing about Moras is they're all really affordable. Other than like the Mora Bushcraft Black, which is like in the $60 range, most of the Moras can be had for $25 or under. And actually, all three of these knives, not one of them costs more than $15. So let's just go ahead and jump right in, shall we? Now, these two are basically two peas in a pod. You got the Mora 731, that's the big one, and and the Mora 711. Okay, shorter. This one's probably a little handier, to be honest with you. You'll notice how I've outfitted these two. I like visible things out in the woods. We're not talking about like a covert operations kind of thing here. We're not talking about you know, hiding from your fellow man. These are for like emergency situation bags. So in that case, you want to be seen. So I just do little things like this. See, you want to double dip, and when I say that, you want to make everything do two different things for you at least, if it's going to be in your emergency bag, right? Or bug out bag. You don't usually want too many single-use things. You know, things like compasses and whistles, that's a different story. But things like knives, multiple things. So you got this sheath to sit around doing nothing. Do something with it. So I've also added a paracord, just piece of paracord neck knife. So look, if you don't got a belt for the belt loop for the knife, just throw it on your neck, carry around. But these come with plastic sheaths. That doesn't bother me at all. Makes them durable, if you ask me. They got a little drain hole in the bottom of them. Probably can't see that with this angle, but I mean, it's not coming out too easily, right? So, okay, so let's talk about what I like about this knife. Okay, first off, it has an unfinished. A lot of these cheaper Moras will have an unfinished top. You can't see it, but it's rough and unfinished. They do that to keep costs down, right? And what I like to do with the backs of these is throw them on the grinding wheel real fast. If you can get a 90-degree angle on this, you can use these to hit your ferro rod, you know, your spark stick, if you will, you know, so your steel, basically. But yeah, they're carbon steel, and you won't be able to see it probably, but the angles of the edge here, I forget the technical term. Could ask me 10 minutes ago, I would have told you, but anyway, this bites into wood like you wouldn't believe, so it's great for feather sticking and just basically everyday chores that you could think of to use this. I like this one because it's got a shorter blade, so it's going to be pretty robust when it comes to things like batoning and sometimes big ways and getting around scraping things out. You usually don't want too big a knife, right? It's a 3/4 tang, which is not optimum. Usually you want a full tang knife, but I'm not a big proponent of batoning anyway. So, I mean, that's definitely emergencies. Usually you can find enough dead wood laying around to get going, stuff going without having baton. Once again, this is an emergency bag. This is not a long-term bug out bag, right? So Okay, so you got the great utility of the blade and the way it helps make kindling and all. It's incredibly sharp. You know, I should have had some paper ready. Let's see if this will work. Used to be able to, that's sharp, right? Okay. And they hold the edge fairly well, but they're easy to put an edge back onto. What I love in this series, and they don't get a lot of hoopla for it, is the handle is the most comfortable handle of any knife I've ever used. It's rubberized. You don't got much of a hammer here. I guess you could use it, but it's not really, it'll break pretty easy. It fits so well and securely. You know, if you get your hands wet or, you know, heaven forbid, your blood or something on your hands, or maybe hopefully skinning an animal or something, right? But that's beyond the scope of this. But this is not going to slip. A lot of people get hurt on knives because their hand slips when they're really going at something. This one actually has a little guard here too to help you not slip, but it's just, it fills the middle of the palm so well, and it just feels like so secure in there. I could probably climb with this thing. You could reach it, jab it into a tree, right? But just an incredible handle on this. Love it. No hot spots. I've used this quite a bit, like feather sticking and other things, and never developed a hot spot. Great little knife. I think it was $12. Its big brother is, I think, $2 or $3 more. Basically looking at around an 8-9 inch blade. Same great handle, a little bit bigger, of course, which fits my hand a little better. I got a little bigger hand. Same principle, just a bigger unit. And you could baton bigger pieces with this if you want to. Once again, these are not the ones I would be batoning with. You want a more robust knife, but it'll do in a pinch, right? So just bigger than the last one. I don't find the bigger knives as useful unless you're doing things like batoning and using them as clubs and that sort of thing. Same kind of case. You'll notice on the outside here, I strap an old beat up Sawzall blade in there. These serve double duty. You can technically use them as a handsaw. Not easy. Wrap a shirt around something so you don't burn yourself up or, you know, get a lot of blood lizards or whatever. But these things work great for striking your steel. So if you, for whatever reason, lose the one part of your ferrocerium rod, your striker, well, these work great as substitutes. So once again, double duty. Takes up like zero room. It's just attached there, and I got more orange tape so you can spot this thing, right? So that's the 711 and 731 series. So great little knives, and they're really super cheap. This one's a few bucks more. I think this one was $20 or $21, and this is the Mora Companion, high quality, robust. Okay, this one you can tell is a little more fancy, right? Got the nice little belt clip there on the outside. Still a plastic case with drain hole, but once again, as you can see, it ain't going anywhere, right? This one actually has a little button you can hang something else off of, like fire steel or something. You can hang a little pouch off of there, but it's also got a thumb assist, so these ones as well. But it's just really secure in there, and once again, a nice sturdy sheath. All right. Same thing, carbon steel. The only big difference here is the blade is thicker. I'm not gonna be able to see it in this camera, I don't think, but I'll try to hold up here. Here's the 738. So blade difference, about the same damn thing, right? But the thickness is quite a bit more in the robust here. Okay, so this would definitely take a pounding. I would definitely take this knife out for an extended stay if that's what I needed, or if that's the situation I was in. I would take that over this one just because this one will take more of a beating. Once again, I haven't sharpened this one in a while, but let's see. I mean, well, you get the idea. I'm sitting here just going on about cutting paper, but here's the knife. Once again, this has like I don't know if it's my second or first favorite handle for a knife. Amazing, slightly rubberized, fills the palm exceedingly well. It's stiffer, there's not as much give or rubberization as there is on the 711 or 731 series. So you could probably develop a hot spot over time, but the round here just fits in your finger groove so well. It's just a secure, solid grip. It would be really hard to lose your grip when you're working in this. It's got a much sturdier pommel over here. Once again, 3/4 tang, so you know, it won't take super abuse with a batoning, you know, club or whatever, but it'll work. I also coat my carbon steel knives with vegetable oil. It keeps them from oxidizing quite so bad over time. That's one of the failings of carbon steel. But just, I don't know, just great knives, man. Any one of these would serve you very well in a emergency bag for your vehicle. I always keep a knife of some kind, usually a Mora, in my cars, along with a multi-tool and some other things. More on that in another video, but just, I think you're pretty crazy not to have a good knife like that. Just, you know, there, available for emergencies, you know. Don't put your trust in, where did it go? A lot of people have, you know, flip out knives, lock. These are great for non-emergencies. Perfect, you know, they fit right in the pocket or whatever, and they will do in a pinch, but you can't trust these out there in a survival situation. There's a pin in here that holds them in the handle, and if that breaks, you got a sharp hunk of steel with no handle, and that's not gonna do you a whole hell of a lot of good. So while pocket knives like this are fine, it's better than nothing for sure. Just don't keep these in your, if you can help it, try not to keep these in your emergency kit. You want something a little more dependable, okay? So yeah, these are just great little knives, Mora Knives. Look up the company, it's really interesting. They've been in business for a long time, and they're real popular among bushcrafters because they'll take some abuse. They will, oops, I got that one backwards. They'll take some abuse and they will give you results, and they're cheap. They are incredibly cheap to buy. So skip a lunch or two for the week, and you too can afford a pretty daggone decent bush knife, right? And if nothing else, a pretty good emergency knife. This one's not doctored up because I don't have it. I don't put this one in my emergency bags for some reason. I already have plenty of other knives, but so anyway, that's pretty much it for now. So if you have any questions about this, just let me know. But just Mora makes a great knife, and they go great in emergency bags. And I hope that you know, you'll outfit your vehicle of choice with at least a 3-day bag, 2-day bag, whatever it is. Because you know, it doesn't take much money. I'm gonna do a quick series where I can get you set up in a bag for between $15 and $20. Just an emergency bag for your vehicle, something to have in your car and basically forget about, and don't revisit too often, and just, you'll sleep better, or at least drive better knowing it's there. So anyway, if you enjoy this sort of thing, just let me know, and I'll post more videos like this. So anyway, this is Genome, liking his new backdrop and loving Mora Knives. Out.